Following the weekend's deadly shooting, Spokane's police chief is reiterating his #1 goal, reducing gun violence. In our effort to bring you more to every story, KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy sat down one-on-one with the police chief, Kevin Hall, to go in-depth on how he plans to do that.
Over the next year, Chief Hall says his department will implement new strategies to reduce violent gun crimes by 10%. In 2024, Spokane tallied 10 homicides from gun violence. Non-deadly shootings topped out at nearly 100 with 45 injuries. But Police Chief Kevin Hall wants to treat every shooting like a homicide and prevent what he says is social contagion.
People who surround a violent offender are at risk of being an offender themselves or being a victim of gun violence in the very near future.
Hall has plans on how to protect people, starting with looking at people surrounding a violent offender. It's called social networking, and it's not the only network SPD will focus on as it investigates shootings.
If you disrupt the network, then you disrupt the crime that's occurring at the one spot.
It's a newer strategy nationwide, Hall says, called place network investigations. It involves looking outside the crime scene tape to other locations offenders use for illegal activities. Hall also wants new technology, specifically a ballistics machine tied to the National Integrated Ballistics Information Network.
The only NIBIN machine in this side of Washington State is with the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab in Cheney. And for a city of this size that experiences the number of shootings that this city does, I think it just makes sense for us to have our own NIBIN machine.
Another proposed add to the department, a gun violence patrol unit to collect evidence and follow leads. It's a tactic he used with Tucson police and saw results.
That small unit was identifying suspects and making arrests before the first homicide or shooting detective ever arrived on scene.
But all of this takes resources and money, something Hall admits the department is struggling with.
How do you start all these new initiatives and new patrol units when you have to factor in budget and staffing?
Is prioritizing it. It's deciding what's most important and what's going to have the biggest impact on the community. But we're also looking at efficiencies, different business modeling, redirect some resources to save human lives.
He says the executive team's already started those tough conversations. You can watch our full sit down with Chief Hall streaming right now on KREM 2+. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.